I used to think I needed to write complex songs where lots of things are happening, like I had to give my listeners the old razzle-dazzle, using impressive and exotic chord progressions, modulations, extravagant voicings, and flashing guitar licks. Turns out I was acting out of fear. More on that later. I am not mainly a songwriter, as most of my work is actually producing other people's songs, the writing of which is almost always finished by the time they walk into my studio. However, at the end of 2023, I joined the Billboard 500 Club. It's an online community of mentors, fellow producers, songwriters, artists, singers, creators, and industry leaders. And my time there has helped me grow tremendously in so many aspects of my musicianship. I am now following their amazing breakthrough program and doing this video as part of my homework, which among other things includes the in-depth analysis of chart-topping hit songs to understand what makes them hits. That is so you and I can write a hit song too. So I was talking about fear, and if you're still sticking with me, this is what I mean. In my experience writing songs, working with songwriters, and learning from them, I have realized how terrifying it is to many to face the fear of being honest and truthful in your songs. All of the stories you will hear in great songs are about emotions, and the best ones come from a real, intimate place inside the writer's heart. Whether the emotions are painful, shameful, gloomy, or empowering, uplifting, and cheerful, bringing them out fully and putting them into words can be especially challenging for new writers. There is little to no room for emotion in our everyday lives. That is where art gets its power, bridging the widening gap between humans and helping them connect in a world seemingly more and more centered around looks and appearance. If you can access that place where your emotions live, unfettered, then you have the required starting point of a great song. I know I certainly try every time I write one or collaborate with other writers. Only recently I realized that for the longest time I was protecting my ego and writing songs where all I wanted was to impress the listener, showing how cool I could be with my bass lines or arrangement. And while there certainly is room for shock and awe feats, one fundamental, required ingredient is true human feeling. In other words, you need the famous 3 chords and the truth. Obviously, where this adage falls short is in explaining how much else there is to the craft. But that's why you have to study the hits, have teachers and mentors, and in general seek guidance from those who have accomplished what you want as much as you can. In case you haven't noticed, the background music is the guitar part from the hit song Stick Season by Noah Kahan, which I find to be a perfect example of what I've been talking about so far. Sure, there are 4 chords here rather than 3, but you and I know that that is not a rule. Oh, and playing the arpeggio while singing at the same time certainly does not come easy. But the truth and the emotion is all there in the lyrics and singing voice, along with a compelling melodic pattern that, through a perfect balance of syncopation, rhythmic variation, repetition, and a memorable contour, make it really hard for a listener to remain indifferent to. The song came out in 2022. If you haven't yet, go and take a listen, and pay close attention to the elements I've mentioned. I would be delighted to hear your thoughts about it in the comments section. Now it's time for me to sign off and go back to work. If you want to know more about my journey you enjoyed or otherwise feel like you've learned something by watching this video, remember to subscribe as I will be making a new one monthly and would love to keep in touch. Also, let me know if you would like for me to address other topics, like more in-depth breakdowns of any songs in particular or whatever it is that you want to know more about. Ciao!